Shiggy overload. Finding something worth swinging the sword for. Yeah, man. It's like that's why I encourage people to find you first. Work on you first. You're gonna find what your gift to the world is, you know. Mine is quite meta. I help people do that. Kind of. I help you find your thing so that you can, you know, I help you come to a strong expression of yourself. You, as in client or whoever, just receives what I have to give here and actually implements it successfully. The more you become, you're gonna find your, like, mission. This is the mission I was always meant to do. Always meant to do. Being the misunderstood helper that people would take as a bully, the mean guy. Those that don't get it is that. Take that on the chin and raise up those who are willing to come along. Yellow, Boulder Shoulder says, yellow, Shiggy Overload. He will be called upon someday to help the guys that will do something about it. Yeah, you know, sometimes that's why I feel sometimes that I don't really feel like doing anything political or something like that. I have this sense, this uncommon sense, that it's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to, if you just let me be dictator, okay, guess I'm gonna have to fix all the shit. Racing. Thanks, Theo, for your answer. From one gifted ADHD guy to another. It's a mad world. Yeah, man. You know, I don't know. I am officially labeled with ADHD. If to the degree I care about those at all, which I don't really. You know, people love to find these labels to identify with. Me, I'm Theo, you know. Theo. I know Theo much better than any stupid label like that. However, I can see I'm clearly not the neurotypical person even to begin with, like not just from my life experiences. So yeah, you know, I'll bring that up sometimes, but me personally, I don't identify with these labels at all. It's like, I'm not saying you now, man. It's like, because one can say ADHD without meaning too much about it, but in general, it's a sign of weak identity when people hold on to these labels, you know. And I often find overly focusing on it, that I again don't think you do, but I think it's fucking lacking responsibility. Well, my ADHD makes it so I'm like, oh, my autism. It's like, you are in a certain way, you might have some challenges or something, but it's like, just fucking take responsibility for the way you are. Learn to deal better with it. Don't just be, oh, my ADHD. Oh, it becomes difficult with my autism. Then you just own the person you are. Do the best with that. There's ups and downsides, many things. Great take, Racing says. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And that's what the more, you know, responsible ADHD kind of person would take that take. My mom, for instance, you know, I love my mom. I am like more like my mom than my dad. But yeah, I think she sort of, you know, it's the escape. My ADHD. Yeah, well, mom, how come I had many of the same issues you had, and I don't really have them anymore? Why? Could I cure my ADHD? Or do you just, you know, all the things that are difficult for you, do you just put them under that label as if something's set in stone? Could it be that we have a growth versus fixed mindset here? I will say though, my dear mom actually is waking up to some things. It's just that when you're older, you know, it's difficult, more difficult to change. No, I love my mom. I've been so angry and hurt by my mom, but I can see where she's coming from. I kind of want to do a video for my mom. Almost getting emotional here. I wish she understood as well as I do how terribly difficult her childhood was, and how she has done a really great job, actually. Yeah. I'm gonna text my mom and tell her I love her after this. Broke. That's good, you will talk to her. You're not alone in having relationship struggles with family. No, obviously not. Obviously not. No, but you know, it's like, I managed to figure myself out on such a deep level, you know, like that I get to feel this way that I am right now. It's incredible, you know. It's like, I am really really content. You know, that I don't feel like it's not that, oh, I'm not going to keep working towards goals in life, but that's what you want to do. You want, instead of being, oh, when I have this, I am happy, you want to end up in a place that you're so happy about the journey, you know. And I guess I'm just hoping to get to influence my dear mom so that she can hate herself less. Because I see, you know, I trigger my mom a lot. Like, obviously, she has triggered me, especially when I started waking up to the fact. It's always like that, right? When you realize where some of your wounds come from. And she can still trigger me also, of course, but mainly it's me who trigger her. Just with so many people that follow this channel that are also very like me, not as like me as my mom, of course, but the strengths I dare to own about myself, like this big fucking mouth and being so blunt, you know. I know that it can be an issue. I know it can be a problem in certain situations. But mainly, when you tame it, it's a great strength. That's often people don't understand. Theo, how can you just go off like that? When I ask you a question, how can you just give me the perfect answer in 2 minutes, you know? Just tell me exactly what I needed to hear. Yeah, see, Mom, that's a good thing. Just because you've been burnt so many times by honestly lesser people than you. Please see that. You're the better one. Hey, hey. Broke mode. Not many people can look deep within as much as you can. We all need to do so. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, because that's really you know, body, mind, and soul. Do you know which one actually strongest? It's the spiritual. It is the spiritual, right? Obviously, pretty good at the other two too. But that's the thing. But I appreciate the recognition, man. 027. Sometimes we forget that parents didn't have time to figure it out. They're strong now, but they didn't have time to develop themselves. A lot of times, it's just survival. Yeah, that's the way you have to look at it. I mean, when you find these things out, you need to let yourself be angry and whatever it is, you know, for you, you know. But then the goal is not to just keep blaming your parents. It's like, it's actually understanding their perspective. I ask my parents so much about their upbringing, and it's interesting how little they've like introspected. They have not figured out this thing that I have. Like, see, the way you are today has a lot to do with your parents, you know. But I have opened my eyes for my mom a little bit. It's like it's ego that keeps her still from going there completely. But she was the one that put the idea in my head to begin with, that we're born a certain way. We're just born a certain way. We people, us with ADHD, we are like this and that. Well, I never identified as completely with that label as she did. I definitely thought there were some things that I just am this way. I had to discover that, nope, it was like garbage I picked up along the way. I managed to open her eyes a little bit to that. So, yeah, that's good. Mo 27. I've been having compassion for my mom lately. She did her best, and I can see that now. I'm glad. You know, do you know that's funny thing? People that generally just say, like, no, I love my mom. Oh, my mom is great. You gotta do everything for mom, kind of. They have not figured out that their mom did something. You know, raising unreflected boomers are unfortunately too proud to look at themselves. Well, that's what I'll give my mom. She does look at herself. It's just that she judges herself so much, you know, still. And that's why it's hard for her to give me credit for certain things. But one thing I do not doubt anymore is that she does love me. She's not the best at loving me the way that I would like. But, you know, that's the thing, it's a hard thing in this life. The more mature you get, like with your parents especially, because you know, even with you're an adult and you want that recognition, you know. It feels like you're the parent. Now it's like I have to be the parent. I have to be like the bigger person here, you know. But that's so much in this life. It's just like that. I'm gonna text my mom and tell her I love her after this. Hey, Mama. I'm sorry this is not perfect. If the video and my voice is out of sync, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to fix. And I'm super tired and depleted from working so hard this week, but maybe it's good, authentically, stoically tired reading of this now. Love you so much, Mom. I wouldn't change a thing about the core of who you are. Knowing what I know today, I can only say you did a great job. Not perfect, but that's an impossible standard you and I put on ourselves, so great is enough. To have so many unhealed wounds you never deserved in the first place, and then get me and my even more different little brother to raise, cannot have been easy at all. I know how horrible, I put how twice, but you feel about certain things, but it's okay, I understand 100%. I forgave you a long time ago, now please forgive yourself. It's in fact necessary for you to do so in order to be the best mom you can be to big Theodor now. Otherwise you keep making him feel unseen and unheard when you refuse to give us permission to be flawed, but great. Theodor has become an incredibly strong grown man now because of you, not in spite of you. You are allowed to take credit for him. You're allowed to take credit for the amazing person you are. Theodor loves who he has become, and he could never have done it without you being his mother, with all your strengths. He's grateful for the chance you've given him to better figure out things you still struggle with. He believes you are as sorry as you say you are, but he thinks your huge ego gets in the way of facing what exactly you have to be sorry for and need to change for his sake now. You almost never listen since the start, and still you mainly just tell him how things are and how us ADHD people are. Theodor gets completely what it's like to have a big mouth and brain and so often know best. And he has much better learned the lesson you fearfully try to instill in him about how wrong that can go. It's not always our fault when people have a bad reaction to that. In fact, most of the time it's the other people that are stupid and immature, especially when we keep being self-aware and honest and deepen our understanding for both sides over time. No one is perfect, but people need our radical honesty, and many times they just can't handle the truth they need and blame their weakness on us. Theodor has taken the lessons you've given him and continue to level up far beyond that. He knows a lot better when it's time to shut up and put himself in the listening or student seat. You know, that thing you fail at doing with him then and now, even though it's the lesson you keep talking about. Theodor also better owns his big mouth and brain as a strength. He accepts he triggers the shit out of some people no matter how reasonable he is anyway. Jealous little children in grown-up suits. He's done seeing himself as a problem, trying to please everyone only to end up pleasing no one, including himself. He's just gonna be Theodor fully and completely. And lo and behold, many people love him for exactly who he is. The others can go back to sucking mommy's tit to seek comfort from Theodor's love that he couldn't receive. So you see, Mom, Theodor is fully aware of the big mouth and brain predicament. He just upgraded his way of dealing with it. Here it is, take it or leave it. It's about knowing when the time is right to talk and how to communicate things to who and when it's time to listen. We are great at listening to respond, and that's the way you do it when you are the teacher. The position we so often identify ourselves in and are right about it most of the time. But every once in a while, it's time to listen, to take in and reflect before saying too much, resisting the urge to always tell it like it is. At those times, ponder what was said from a place of curiosity instead of immediately dismantling it or give our own perspective. Is there any truth here I yet don't see? Can I see any aspect at all of what was said I agree with? Is there something I could be wrong about? Can I at least understand where the other person is coming from? These are questions to ask ourselves at those times. And of course, we can always ask the other to clarify anything we don't understand. Ever tried that, Mom? Then, after giving ourselves that same radical honesty, we respond by delivering whatever we conclude in whatever way we deem best for that instance. Whether I'm sorry or fuck you. Fuck you, not so often, but doing it like this now will grow and be right more and more often. Not right as in winning the argument or pleasing everyone all the time. That's ego loser goals. Right as in living more in line with the truth and our truth to be able to express our authentic selves in this life, to best be, give, and receive love. Sometimes love means giving people what they need but can't yet handle, knowing they might have to hate you for a while, and loving yourself enough to know the truth within and let it happen for their sake. That's what Coach Theo does with Uncommon Sense for those that choose to click his videos and have to suit themselves. He is loyal to and pleases the truth and what's right only. He will give people exactly what he knows he himself needs most of all. And the babies dressed as adults that don't see this can be wrong, somewhere far away from him. It's appropriate that you chose to name him Theodor, Mom, Theodoros, the gift from God. He has realized and accepted he is more for others than for himself in this life, but he has to be himself for that to work. Funny thing is that when Theodor selflessly lets some people hate him for their own good, he ends up selfishly feeling his best. It's just fun when he drops his ego and see those particular people for what they are. Her children that he is a father figure to. Cute. And all his brothers, and a few sisters that get it, are amazing to have around, growing together. But this job God assigned to Theodor to be his gift for others is by no means at all an easy one, Mom. Even if Theodor genuinely feels great about it all right now, he is well aware there will come a time when it's all more intense and challenging again someday. I know you know that Theodor has this bipolar side you don't. You even told me where it comes from, my dad's mom. Spotting things like that is another skill I inherited from you. See, Mom, I'm not in denial of genes. I just believe there's more to it and us human beings, and then we could do a lot to have the genetic expression that we prefer. Anyway, Theodor is a grown man like few others now, and he'd like to be treated that way instead of like a stupid teenager. If you wonder why Theodor uses so big words to describe himself, it's because just like with you, no one else ever recognized it. He 100% deserves it. King, he'll be honest when he sucks at something too. Yeah, Theodor is a grown man, but you are indeed still his mom. Theodor has been disappointed many times before and is prepared you might not receive this message the way he'd like. He became strong in that way too. But especially when that low state hits him again, he could really use feeling like it's safe to turn to you, which he feels guilty about being unable to out of fear from salt in old wounds. He really wants to have more of you in his life before you're gone, so please, Mom, listen to me. I think you are amazing and we've had so many interesting conversations, but there will always be a limit if I feel I have to protect myself around you and even stay away when I'm low. It's not just you, Dad would have to change some things as well. Incredible that he is more stubborn and rigid. He is the stubborn and rigid one of you in the end. I'm putting this message on the YouTube channel because it will be extremely valuable to other people, but also because I personally want everyone to know I love my mom and am proud to be your son and give you the recognition you deserve. You did great with little Theodor with what you yourself had. Now please listen to big Theodor if you want to be even greater. Oavsett så har jag inte tvivlat på att du älskar mig på väldigt länge, mamma. Det vet jag helt säkert. Och jag älskar dig och att vara din son. Tack för allt du gett mig, inklusive livet. Älskar dig, mamma.